Hello Taurus, this is your January tarot forecast, and as always I'll be looking at your love situation, your career and workspace, and the guidance from the universe on how to best utilize the energies of the months. We'll get you some messages from the person you're thinking about, you have on your mind as well. I will be using a little bit different decks this time, so no Hermit Tarot, but I'm changing it up a little bit. And yeah, Happy New Year, guys. I am a little bit late with my readings this month because I had a pretty busy time. I needed to take care of a few things on my personal journey, but I'm really excited to be doing this. And thank you for being here. If you like what I'm doing, click the like button, subscribe, and share. Okay, as always, we'll start with an oracle deck and we'll pull a card or two, depends. To see what's coming up for you, what's the general mood of the month, what's the buzz, what to pay attention to. Ooh, regeneration, I love that. So regeneration is my card of healing in this deck. It's also about renewal of your perception and your profile. It's kind of like rebranding, if we use the marketing term, of what you used to be like, and it could be anything starting from, you know, your sense of fashion and how you spend your day, ending with your thoughts, your priorities, and your goals that are coming up, right? So this is like a reset. This is a great place to reset for what is it that you are trying to build of yourself, where you stand, and for many of you it will also be an opportunity to heal certain things. So for instance, if you understand that there are certain parts of your life where you're not really happy or things are not in balance, it could be your health, it could be wealth, it could be your relationship, anything you can think of. If something is off balance, this is a great time with great energy in the air to heal that, to balance it out, to bring it to a good place, to the place where you can at least kind of breathe through it. You don't have to work too hard to kind of like make it work, to stay on top of things. Okay, let's get into tarot. Let's see what we have for Taurus in the months of January. Okay, we have 10 of Wands. Yep, that's that end of the burdensome cycle. We have 4 of Cups. This is for your love relationship, by the way. We have the Queen of Wands. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. For your career space, we have 7 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, classic Taurus, the World, number 21, endings and beginnings. Move a few things here. Okay, and the advice, 4 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. You are the Queen of Pentacles, that's what I'm getting here. 4 of Pentacles. A lot of 4s. We have 4 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. Missing Wands. Missing the Wands. So that foundation is missing. That's what you need to build now. And with the World card, you could be dealing with a Capricorn, by the way. Could be at work, could be in your personal life. We have 2 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so it's kind of like you're trying to do a lot, and that's based on your own ambition and also expectations from other people. Mostly expectations from other people, that's what I'm getting. You feel like there's a lot expected of you, or maybe you know because they told you, but you feel obliged to follow through with that, right? So just be very careful with the Taurus, because yes, you like that good healthy cooperation with someone else. You don't like to ruffle the feathers, and you are very hardworking, and a lot of times people could take advantage of that. So just be really careful with it. And if we dive a little bit deeper in fours, yeah, so you have the rest of the fours. Four, they kind of set that blueprint, right? And you don't have the Four of Wands here, which is the actual contract agreement, which is where two parties agree on something. They're supposed to be mutually committed onto something. And it can be relationship, it can be work, it can be anything, right? But that's the part that you don't have in this reading here, which means that whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, you are doing. But it's still important that the other person, whoever you are agreeing about something or making commitment to, that they commit to it as well. If they don't, then there is no contract, there is no healthy collaboration, right? Because then whatever, like even if you agree on to do something together based on your own drive, your own motivation, at some point the person might say, well, I don't care about it really. Like, why were you even doing that? You're like, I put so much work in it and you don't appreciate it, or they're just walking away, and the person will be, well, I never agreed to it in the first place. That was your decision to keep doing it, you know? And that's just the milder version of it. It could get a lot worse, of course. So just be careful that whatever common project you're investing into, that the other person is on the same page with you and they want the same things. So for your relationship space, you feel like it has been, the energy has been kind of heavy, that it's almost like you've accumulated a lot of that kind of heavy energy towards end of the year. It needs to be either burned out, I'm hearing, which I guess makes sense with the wands because it's wood. Never heard that message for the card before, but usually you drop the burdens, right? But this, for some reason, it was about burning it down. I don't know, take it how it resonates for you guys, right? Especially if you have this Queen of Wands, which, I mean, gender is irrelevant, but to me it's a figure of a fire element, right? Maybe they just have a lot of fire in their chart, even if they're not a fire sign themselves. But yeah, this is that fiery figure, and it almost feels right to actually handle it through fire. Those misunderstandings, burdens, and anything that felt like a missed opportunity where it could have worked really well, or it could have brought you to a wonderful place, but it didn't work out that way. So there is a little bit of that regret, but there's also, with this specific Four of Cups card in this deck, there's also hope. There is aspiration for something new. It's like, yeah, if I put in some work, or I change the course of action, that things can actually be successful, which is true, especially if that other person is on the same page with you, like I said, and they're willing to put in the work as well. For your career space, we have Seven of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the World. Yeah, so it might have felt recently that you've been juggling too many things at once, that you've been trying to put in a lot of work to keep somebody else happy, that you didn't really benefit from yourself. But that cycle is ending, and the universe is asking you to start a clean slate and think for yourself what kind of goals, this is the workspace, what kind of goals and what kind of needs you have career-wise, work-wise, what do you want to build for yourself. And this is for you to not just kind of like get hit by someone else's orders and wishes and just get on with it, right? This is for you, and this can be uncomfortable, but this is for you to really create what that vision is for yourself, for your career, how you see yourself, what's your next step. Even if it's not available right now, how can you get closer to it? Or does it mean leaving this job and finding a new one altogether? That could be another end of the cycle with the World card. Or it could be relocated to a different place. World cards mean travel a lot of times, right? And those are the hard decisions, of course, to leave behind those things that you've been involved in for a long time and you had hopes for. But sometimes that's like, if we hit the dead end, or we see that we're not really appreciated, right? That's the way oftentimes. Or at least it's important to have those conversations with powers that be, with your management, with whoever is that makes those decisions career-wise, right? To have that on it, like a lot of times in January, February is the time when that summary is being created, when you and your manager kind of sum it up, right? How the last year went and what is the plan going forward. So this could be an excellent time to let them know what your aspirations and ambitions are. And if you don't hear what you want to hear, and if it feels like there isn't a lot that you can do in your current space and position, then maybe it's time to find something else. Somebody needed to hear that. Okay, the advice from the universe: 5 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. And again, this is the building the foundation, right? This is having the financial foundation for what you need, and the Spirit is asking you not to be spending too much. Well, first of all, we are in Mercury retrograde as we speak, and we will be there for the majority of January. And usually it's not a great idea to be spending a lot during Mercury retrograde. Just generally, it could end up with you buying stuff you don't need or overpaying for something. You know, just be mindful of that. Be mindful with your money. And if you are changing jobs, you will definitely need some of those savings to help you get some security, right? And be braver, be more brave about switching to something new, right? The Spirit is saying you do have all the resources you need, all the talents you need to build a successful life for yourself, right? Just you need to keep believing, keep the faith, and keep being yourself more than anything else, because this is you, Taurus, right? And it's just as important to not spend a lot of time, how do I put it? Doing things just out of habit or because somebody asked you to. It doesn't mean that you neglect that altogether, but it's a good idea to do that inventory and check what is really needed and what is being done just out of habit, or just because somebody keeps asking you to do that and you keep saying yes, right? This is your visiting where you may need to start saying no. Okay, let's get into the messages from your person. Messages to Taurus from their person of interest. And I am doing it with another tarot deck. This is the After Tarot. Okay, Magician in reverse. Anything else? And 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, so your person is saying that they do have some fears at the moment on how the future is gonna present itself, and a lot of it is connected with financial situation and where they are. So they feel like they have some security, that they've built some foundation of wealth that they can rely on, but they still feel like they need to keep working hard to maintain it, right? And that brings in some fears and lack of confidence in what's coming up next and how much they can actually change. Like they feel like they're still limited in what they can change in their life, right? So this is not connected directly with your relationship. This is something for you to keep in mind of what your person is onto, what they're thinking about. And this is presenting kind of a block of an energy for them. So if they're not as forthcoming this time, or maybe even don't communicate as much, don't take it personally. That's the main idea here, because they are preoccupied with the finances, with the job, and what's coming next and how to make the most out of it, or at least prevent the negative scenarios of either getting fired or losing money or whatever is relevant in their situation. Okay, I hope this has been good for you, Taurus. And by the way, a quick reminder, check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. And we continue talking about personal astrology in my webinars. I did a webinar, this intro to personal astrology in December. If you are interested in getting the materials from that webinar, contact me directly. And on the 8th of January, I will be doing a webinar on the North Node. So more details will be provided on my website shortly. And I'll provide the link to that, or you can just go to my website and check out upcoming events. And yeah, it's going to be a free webinar, and I highly recommend it if you're looking to find out more about your mission in this lifetime, your calling, your talents, and how to work towards the maximum personal fulfillment. Okay, I love you guys, and I'll be back with more readings very soon. Bye everyone.